This is a video of free response question number 1 from the 2018 AP Physics 1 exam. In question 1, it says a spacecraft of mass m is in a clockwise circular orbit of radius r around Earth, as shown in the figure above. The mass of the Earth is m subscript e. In part A of this problem, it says in the figure below, draw and label the forces, not components, that act on the spacecraft. Each force must be represented by a distinct arrow starting on and pointing away from the spacecraft. And I think for this free body diagram, there should be a single force acting on that spacecraft. And that force is the gravitational force that's exerted on the spacecraft due to the gravitational interaction between the Earth and the spacecraft. And that gravitational force should point along the line connecting the spacecraft and the Earth. So something like this. And the label for that force should be Fg. In this case, writing mg would be incorrect because the spacecraft isn't on or near the surface of the planet. It's some distance away. And so I write Fg for the gravitational force. In the first part of B, we're asked to derive an equation for the orbital period t of the spacecraft in terms of the mass of the spacecraft, the mass of the planet, the radius of the orbit, and any other physical constants that are necessary. And so we need to look at what the spacecraft is doing in an attempt to write equations that would describe the forces or the motion of that spacecraft. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is write a Newton's second law equation. In part A, they asked us to draw a free body diagram, and there was a force acting on that spacecraft. So surely, if we're trying to derive an equation for the motion of the spacecraft, maybe the forces are related to that. So I'll write Newton's second law, which says the net external force acting on an object is equal to that object's mass times that object's acceleration. And there's a single force acting on that spacecraft, and that's that gravitational force that we drew in our free body diagram in part A. The mass of the spacecraft is on the right-hand side, so I'll write lowercase letter m for the mass of the spacecraft. And the acceleration of the spacecraft, well, in the setup of the problem, they said that the spacecraft was moving in a circular orbit. And if the spacecraft is moving in a circle, then it must experience a center-seeking or centripetal acceleration. So the acceleration in this case would be equal to v squared over r, where r is the orbit of the radius of the orbit, and v is the linear speed of that spacecraft. And we're part of the way there. We have not yet introduced t, which would be the period, the orbital period of the spacecraft, but we do have an equation that includes some important variables, right? There are a couple things that are not allowed here. I'm not allowed to include v, so I should be thinking of an equation that would allow me to substitute v out of the equation. And I'm also not allowed to include Fg in my final equation. So I should be looking for an equation to substitute that variable out of this equation. So I'll start on the left. Fg, I know, the gravitational force, is also equal to, by Newton's universal law of gravitation, big G times the mass of the spacecraft times the mass of the planet divided by the orbital radius squared. And so the left-hand side of my equation could be gm over r squared. And all of those variables are allowed in the final equation, so that's good. And once again, this is equal to mass of the spacecraft, v squared over r. And so now I've got to do something with the v yet. If I could think of an equation that would allow me to eliminate the v but introduce the orbital period, I think I'd be close to the final answer. And what I remember about objects that are moving in a circle is they travel through one cycle of their motion, or one orbit of their motion, which is a distance of 2 pi r, in an amount of time that we typically call the orbital period, capital letter T. Right? So this is the same thing as distance over time, right? Speed is distance over time. In this case, the distance traveled is 2 pi r, the circumference of the orbit of that spacecraft, and capital letter T is the orbital period of that spacecraft. So now what we need to do in order to tidy this up a little bit is we need to substitute in this 2 pi r over t into here, right? That's our expression for v. And then we also need to solve that equation for t, the orbital period. And so the first thing that I'd like to do is write this as an equation that is v squared equals. Right, let's move the r and the mass of the spacecraft over to the left side of my equation. And when I do that, I'm left with gme over r. When I multiply both sides of this equation by r, I have an r over r squared, and so one of the r's cancels, leaving me with just r in the denominator. And when I divide both sides by m, I get m over m, and so the mass of the spacecraft cancels. And I'm left with v squared equals gme over r. And if what I have here is my expression for v, then my expression for v squared, which is equal to gme over r, would simply be 4 pi squared r squared over t squared, right? I would just square everything. And so what I could do here is now solve this for the period squared in order to get closer to my final answer. And what I get is t squared equals, and I could write this as 4 pi squared r cubed, right? When I multiply both sides by r, I'll get an r cubed, divided by g times the mass of the Earth. 4 pi squared r cubed divided by g times the mass of the Earth. And if you look at the scoring guidelines for this particular question, you'll find that if you wrote the answer as t squared equals and it's a correct equation, then you would receive full points. You could also square root both sides of the equation for an exact answer for the orbital period, but either one of those answers would give you full points. Now in part 2 of B, a second spacecraft of mass 2m is placed in a circular orbit with the same radius r. Is the orbital period of the second spacecraft greater than, less than, or equal to the orbital period of the first spacecraft? And when I read this question, what I'm realizing is they're asking me about the orbital period of a different spacecraft, but what I just did in the previous part of the problem was derive an equation for the orbital period. And so that equation should inform my answer to part B too. And the equation that we just wrote down in the last part was t squared equals 4 pi squared r cubed over g times the mass of the planet. And the only thing that's changed in this particular part of the problem is the mass of the new spacecraft. But what I realize is the mass of the spacecraft is not in the equation for the orbital period, so apparently the mass of that spacecraft doesn't affect the orbital period. So in this particular case, our answer should be equal to. And where it says to briefly explain your reasoning, in maybe a slightly more eloquent way, you should say that the mass of the spacecraft maybe isn't in that equation, or the mass of the spacecraft doesn't affect the orbital period, one of those. So now moving on to part C, it says the first spacecraft is moved to a new circular orbit that has a greater radius than r. And you can see that in this picture down below, they've shown you what r was before, and now they've moved the spacecraft out a little bit. And the question they ask is the speed of the spacecraft in the new orbit greater than, less than, or equal to the original speed? And I think in this particular case, our answer is going to be less than. If you were to go back to our derivation from the first part of B, you would find that at one point we wrote v squared equals gme over r. Now there's a couple of different places throughout the derivation when you could have analyzed these equations, but they're asking me now about how the speed of the spacecraft, which is on the left side of my equation, is affected by the orbital radius r. And this equation doesn't have any sneaky variables in it. G is a universal constant, ME is purely the mass of the planet, and r is the variable they're asking me about. So I should be able to look at this equation, which came in the middle of my derivation, to determine the relationship between v and r. And in this particular case, I noticed that if r were to increase, the speed of that spacecraft would decrease. And so in my brief explanation of part C, I could say that as given by my derivation in part B1, the linear speed of the spacecraft is inversely related to the orbital radius r. So my full answer to part C might be something like, according to my derivation in part BI of this problem, I showed that the linear speed of the spacecraft decreases with an increase in orbital radius. Or you could write that equation again. Either way, along with a brief explanation, anything that we mention here should be a good answer for part C. For right now, I'll just write C derivation.